Over 60? Add these 3 fruits to your diet to protect kidney function. Naturally. You're at your doctor's office and they mention your kidney function numbers have dropped a bit. Nothing alarming yet, but enough to make you think. Maybe you've noticed your ankles swelling by evening, or you're just more tired than you used to be. Here's something most people over 60 don't realize. What you eat this week matters for how your kidneys age next year. Small changes, especially adding 3 specific fruits to your diet, can genuinely protect kidney function naturally. In this video, I'll walk you through red grapes, pineapple, and apples, explaining exactly why each one helps and how to use them realistically. Let's start with red grapes, and I want to explain why they're particularly useful for anyone over 60 who's thinking about kidney health. Red grapes. When your kidneys start to age or show early signs of slowing down, one of the first things they struggle with is filtering potassium. Your body needs potassium, but too much puts strain on kidneys that aren't working at full capacity. This is where red grapes become genuinely helpful. They're naturally low in potassium compared to bananas, oranges, or dried fruits that people often reach for. A cup of red grapes contains about 288 milligrams of potassium, which is manageable and safe for most people concerned about kidney function. But there's more to red grapes than just being low in potassium. The dark red or purple skin contains something called resveratrol. You might have heard this name before, usually connected to red wine, but you don't need alcohol to get the benefit. Resveratrol is a protective compound that supports the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys. These blood vessels do the actual filtering work, and as we age, they can become damaged or less efficient. Resveratrol helps keep them flexible and functioning properly. Think of it like maintaining the small pipes in your house so water flows smoothly rather than letting them get clogged or stiff. Here's something that often surprises people. What's good for your kidneys is usually good for your heart, and red grapes work on both. The same resveratrol that protects kidney blood vessels also supports the blood vessels throughout your cardiovascular system. High blood pressure damages kidneys over time, so anything that helps keep blood pressure steady is doing double work for your health. Red grapes fit into this picture naturally. Now let's talk about how much and when to eat them. You don't need to eat grapes every single day or measure them obsessively. A realistic approach is about 1 cup of red grapes, 3 to 4 times a week. That's roughly 15 to 20 grapes per serving. Some people like them as a mid-morning snack. Others prefer them after lunch or in the evening. The timing doesn't matter nearly as much as the consistency. If you enjoy them, you'll keep eating them, and that's what creates the benefit over time. A question I hear often is whether grape juice works the same way. The short answer is that fresh grapes are better. Grape juice, even 100% juice, is concentrated in natural sugars and lacks the fiber that whole grapes provide. Fiber helps regulate blood sugar, which is important for kidney health. Also, many commercial grape juices are made from white grapes and don't have the same resveratrol content. If you really prefer juice occasionally, choose one made from red or purple grapes and keep portions small, around 4 ounces. Another common question, does it matter if grapes are seedless? Not really. Seedless red grapes still contain resveratrol in their skins and are just as low in potassium. The seeds in seeded varieties have some additional antioxidants. But if you find them annoying or difficult to eat, seedless grapes are absolutely fine. The goal is to actually eat the grapes, not force yourself to tolerate something you dislike. I want to be clear about something. Red grapes are not a cure for kidney disease, and they won't reverse damage that's already happened. What they offer is gentle, consistent support that helps protect kidney function as you age. They're one piece of a larger approach that includes staying hydrated, managing blood pressure, and eating a balanced diet. But they're an easy piece, something you can start doing this week without complicated meal planning or expensive supplements. Before we talk about the next fruit, I want to ask you something. Are you over 60 and actively working to protect your kidney function, or are you here researching for a parent or partner? Let me know in the comments. And if you're serious about keeping your kidneys healthy naturally without confusing medical advice, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you get practical information like this when it matters. If what I'm sharing so far makes sense and feels helpful, type 0 in the comments. If you think I need to explain something differently, type 1. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and your feedback genuinely shapes how I create content. The next fruit worth your attention is pineapple, and it works differently than grapes in ways that matter for kidney health. Pineapple. Most tropical fruits are high in potassium. Bananas, mangoes, and papayas all contain levels that can be problematic if your kidneys aren't filtering efficiently. Pineapple breaks that pattern. A cup of fresh pineapple chunks has about 180 milligrams of potassium, which is even lower than red grapes. This makes it a safer choice for people over 60 who need to be mindful about potassium intake but still want variety in what they eat. The real value of pineapple comes from something called bromelain. This is a natural enzyme found in fresh pineapple, particularly concentrated in the core and flesh. Bromelain has a specific job. It helps reduce inflammation throughout your body. You might wonder why inflammation matters for kidneys. Let me explain it in a way that makes sense. Inflammation is your body's response to injury or irritation. When it's short-term, like swelling around a cut, that's normal and helpful. But as we age, many people develop chronic low-grade inflammation. It's not dramatic or painful, so you don't notice it day to day. However, this quiet, ongoing inflammation slowly damages tissues, including the delicate filtering structures in your kidneys. Over months and years, this contributes to declining kidney function. Bromelain helps calm that inflammatory response, giving your kidneys a break from constant irritation. Think of it like this. If your kidneys are working in a constantly inflamed environment, they're under stress even when they're just doing their normal job. Reducing that background inflammation is like turning down the heat under a pot that's been simmering too high for too long. The pot still works, but it's not being pushed to its limit constantly. Now, how much pineapple should you actually eat? A reasonable serving is about 1 cup of fresh pineapple chunks, 2 to 3 times per week. You don't need to eat it daily. Some people enjoy it with breakfast, others prefer it as an afternoon snack. If you're new to pineapple or haven't eaten it regularly, start with half a cup and see how your body responds. Here's an important detail. Fresh pineapple contains active bromelain, but canned pineapple doesn't. The heat used in the canning process destroys the enzyme. Canned pineapple still tastes good and is low in potassium, but you lose the anti-inflammatory benefit. If fresh pineapple isn't always available or feels too expensive, frozen pineapple works well. Freezing doesn't destroy bromelain the way heat does. Just make sure you're buying plain frozen pineapple without added sugars or syrups. A concern some people have is stomach sensitivity. Pineapple is naturally acidic, and bromelain can feel a bit strong if you have a sensitive digestive system. If this applies to you, try eating pineapple with a meal rather than on an empty stomach. The food buffers the acidity and makes it gentler. You can also start with smaller amounts and gradually increase. Not everyone tolerates pineapple well, and that's fine. If it bothers your stomach even when eaten with food, focus on the other fruits we're discussing instead. For serving ideas, keep it simple. Add fresh pineapple chunks to a bowl of plain yogurt. Mix them into a salad with greens and a light vinaigrette, or just eat them plain as a snack. You don't need elaborate recipes or smoothie formulas. Pineapple works best when you treat it like any other fruit, something you enjoy without overthinking it. The goal with pineapple is consistent, moderate use. It's not about eating as much as possible or forcing it into every meal. A few servings each week gives your body regular access to bromelain while keeping potassium intake reasonable and manageable. The third fruit is one you already know well: apples. There's nothing exotic or complicated about them, and that's exactly why they work so well for long-term kidney protection. Apples. Apples are considered one of the safest fruits for people concerned about kidney function. A medium apple contains only about 195 milligrams of potassium, which is lower than both grapes and pineapple. Beyond being low in potassium, apples bring two other important qualities to the table: fiber and antioxidants. Both play specific roles in protecting your kidneys as you age. Let's start with fiber. Apples contain soluble fiber, the type that dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance in your digestive system. This kind of fiber does something particularly useful. It helps control blood sugar levels. When you eat foods that spike your blood sugar quickly, your body has to work harder to bring it back down. Over time, these repeated spikes damage blood vessels throughout your body, including the tiny, delicate vessels in your kidneys. Soluble fiber slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream after a meal, creating a steadier, gentler process that puts less stress on your kidneys. The same fiber also helps manage cholesterol. High cholesterol contributes to plaque buildup in blood vessels, which reduces blood flow to your kidneys. When blood flow is restricted, your kidneys can't filter waste as efficiently. They're essentially trying to do their job with less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching them. By helping keep cholesterol levels in check, the fiber in apples supports better blood flow and kidney function. Here's where everything connects. Blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol all influence each other, and all three directly affect kidney health. High blood sugar damages blood vessels. Damaged blood vessels raise blood pressure. High blood pressure forces your kidneys to work harder. High cholesterol restricts blood flow, which compounds the problem. Apples don't fix all of this on their own, but they contribute to managing each piece in a realistic, sustainable way. It's not dramatic, but it's steady and protective. Apples also contain antioxidants, particularly in the peel. These antioxidants protect kidney cells from oxidative stress, which is damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming on metal. It happens gradually, but over time it weakens the structure. Antioxidants help prevent that rust from forming in the first place, keeping kidney cells healthier for longer. So how many apples should you eat? A practical target is 1 apple a day, 5 to 6 days a week. You don't need to be rigid about it. If you eat an apple every day for 2 weeks and then skip a few days, that's fine. Consistency over months matters more than perfection over days. Should you eat the peel? Yes, if you can. The peel contains most of the fiber and a significant portion of the antioxidants. Wash the apple well and eat it whole. If you have trouble chewing the peel or simply don't like the texture, eating the flesh is still worthwhile. You'll get less fiber and fewer antioxidants, but you're still benefiting from the low potassium content and the soluble fiber inside the apple itself. As for which variety to choose, it genuinely doesn't matter much. Some apples are sweeter, some are tart, some are crisp, some are softer. The differences in kidney protective qualities between a Granny Smith and a Gala are minimal. Choose apples you actually enjoy eating. If you like the taste, you'll keep buying them and eating them, and that's what creates the long-term benefit. Apples are available year-round, affordable, and require zero preparation. You can eat them at home, pack them for work, or keep a few in your car. They're as simple as kidney protective eating gets, and sometimes simple is exactly what works best over time. If this information is genuinely helping you understand how to protect your kidneys without overwhelming yourself, please take a moment to hit the like button. I know it seems like a small thing, but it actually helps this reach someone else over 60 who's worried about their kidney numbers, dealing with ankle swelling, or just feeling exhausted and doesn't know where to start. Your like could be the reason someone finds the answers they've been searching for. So now you have 3 fruits that work together in different but complementary ways for kidney protection. Red grapes bring resveratrol to support the blood vessels doing the filtering work inside your kidneys. Pineapple provides bromelain to reduce the chronic inflammation that quietly damages kidney tissue over time. Apples offer fiber and antioxidants that help manage blood sugar, cholesterol, and oxidative stress, all of which directly impact how well your kidneys age. Each fruit handles a different piece of the puzzle, and together they create a pattern of protection that's realistic and sustainable. I need to be very clear about something. These 3 fruits are not medical treatment. They will not reverse kidney disease, and they're not a substitute for the care your doctor provides. If you have diagnosed kidney problems or take medications, you still need to follow your treatment plan and attend your regular appointments. What these fruits offer is additional support. They work alongside your other healthy habits, not instead of them. Think of them as part of a larger approach that includes drinking enough water, managing blood pressure, staying active, and eating a balanced diet overall. A common question I hear is what happens if you don't like one of these fruits? Maybe you've never enjoyed the taste of pineapple, or apples just don't appeal to you. That's completely fine. You can still benefit from the other 2. The goal is not to force yourself to eat foods you dislike. If you enjoy red grapes and apples but skip pineapple, you're still doing something genuinely helpful for your kidneys. Kidney health doesn't depend on eating all 3 fruits perfectly. It depends on making informed choices that you can actually maintain over months and years. Another concern people have is how these fruits fit with medications or existing kidney conditions. If you're on medication for high blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney disease itself, these fruits generally fit well into your diet. However, some medications interact with certain foods, and your potassium tolerance might be different from someone else's. Before making any dietary changes, especially if you have advanced kidney disease or are on dialysis, talk to your doctor or a dietitian who knows your specific situation. They can give you guidance tailored to your health status and medications. What I'm sharing here is general information for people over 60 who are concerned about protecting kidney function, not individualized medical advice. Here's what I've learned after years of helping people make dietary changes. Small, consistent steps work better than dramatic overhauls. You don't need to start eating all 3 fruits this week. Pick one. Maybe you start with apples because they're familiar and easy. Eat an apple 5 or 6 days a week for a month. Once that feels natural and automatic, add red grapes a few times a week. After another month, consider adding pineapple if you enjoy it. This gradual approach feels manageable rather than overwhelming, and it's far more likely to become a lasting habit. Protecting your kidneys as you age doesn't require complicated strategies, expensive supplements, or perfect execution. It requires informed, realistic choices made consistently over time. Red grapes, pineapple, and apples are 3 simple choices that offer real protective value without disrupting your life or requiring culinary skills. If you found this information helpful, I'd genuinely appreciate hearing from you in the comments. Let me know which of these 3 fruits you're planning to try first, or share your own experience if you're already eating them regularly. These conversations help everyone who's working on their kidney health, and I read every comment. If you know someone over 60 who's concerned about their kidney health, dealing with swelling, or recently had worrying blood test results, please share this video with them. Sometimes the people we care about don't know that simple dietary changes like adding these 3 fruits can make a genuine difference. Your share might be exactly what they need right now. If you want more practical, straightforward guidance on protecting your health as you age, consider subscribing to the channel.